Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 491, live. Welcome into YTD Academy World War III, episode number 24. 9-match epic tonight. We've got some rivalries going on tonight, some fantastic feuds that have been happening for the last couple of months. They're going to continue raging their war tonight here on World War III. We've got a contendership match that is going to see the brand new World Tag Team Contendership Championships unveiled. The history behind that is simply this: the tag team division does not have an opportunity to battle over a contract case. Therefore, the commissioners decided it was necessary to see them too have the opportunity to chase contendership in the same manner as everybody else gets to when they decide to have those contract case matches. So they developed their Tag Team Contendership Championship title belts. They're unveiled tonight. And we're going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned fatal four-way tag team championship matchup to decide the winners of those contendership titles. And, of course, the winners, whomever, men's division or the women's division, because both divisions will receive their championship contendership titles. Whomever holds those titles can challenge any champion, whether it be Wrestle Wars Genesis or YTD Academy World War III of their choosing, of their respected divisions, of course. So obviously, if the men win, they're not going to be challenging the women for their titles. But if they were to hang on to those championships, just like we do with the contract cases, the longer you hold those contendership titles, you will be forced to defend those titles. So it is up to yourself. Do you cash them in and challenge champions, or do you hold on to them a little longer and risk possibly having to defend them and lose them? And then you, of course, plummet down to the bottom of the food chain. But anyways, we're going to be unveiling those tonight. We've got a contendership matchup that is going to light things up and get things kicked off. We've got another contendership matchup tonight. We've got some raging rivalries, fiery feuds, and we've got 4 championship matches to end the evening, which is, of course, going to be a very exciting last 4 matches of the show. We've got the Legends Championship on the line tonight. The YTD Academy Women's Grand Prix Wrestling Championship is on the line tonight. The Pure Wrestling Championship is on the line. Archer going to take a crack at Seth Rollins, who just defeated him for the championship just a short spell ago. He's looking for a little payback. Wants his title back. He's going to take a crack at Rollins, see if he can't dethrone him. Best 2 out of 3 falls later. So a lot going on. We're going to look at the dirt sheets. We've got a few lists to look at. And I do say a few because I actually have 3. Not really sure how I ended up with 3. I'm starting to feel like Glenola a little bit. But anyways, lots to go over before we start the show, and we're going to get started here in just a moment, but I am going to open my dashboard because I do not have it open. Give me a moment. And there we go. Ready to roll. Okay. So to start the evening off, we may as well start with the dirt sheets. We're not going to start with a list. That would be silly. I don't think there's a whole lot of entertaining information in the dirt sheets. I did browse them a little bit earlier today. It wasn't a whole lot of exciting information, but a little bit. Something interesting, though, from WrestlingNews.co. Paul Davis. This is from July 7th, so today. Adult film star Misha Montana and WWE's Matt Riddle apparently are expecting their first child together. I find that very interesting. Now, they're still literally labeling her adult film star Misha Montana. So does that mean she's continued that career path after now being with Matt Riddle? Because I wonder what... I just wonder about that, because I wonder how that works. Because, I mean, the WWE, the UFC, Endeavor, they are giants, and they don't really need any negative lighting. You know, being involved with the adult film industry, not necessarily a shining moment in anyone's life, really, when you think about it. I understand it makes a lot of money, generates, you know, millions and millions of dollars a year for those that enjoy it. But, I don't know. I'm curious, because Riddle is still very active with WWE, obviously. They're in the process of repackaging him, which is good, because I got sick of the whole RVD 2.0 bit. It got old real quick. I mean, I thought it was pretty funny when he first came in, but the longer he did it, I thought, okay, so we've already seen this, right? RVD's been around a long time, and he did it better. So, I do like Riddle. I think, I like his abilities. I don't like there's a lot of, we've discussed this before, there's a lot of things about Riddle that have happened over the course of the past 6-7 months that I very disturbing. He clearly needs to keep his nose clean, amongst other things you could say. But anyway, he's talented. He's raw talent, and he's a legit tough guy. He was an MMA fighter before he was suspended for marijuana usage, which is crazy. They literally consider it a sport enhancing tool, apparently. But I think if you can if you can smoke a joint and get in a cage and fight, I actually applaud that shit. I don't know how many people smoke dope and don't, but I don't know many people that are going to smoke a joint and say, "Hey, let's go have a 5-round war." MMA rules. Let's do it. No, the couch, a movie, and a potential trip to the refrigerator for a beverage and some snacks, I think, is on most people's agenda. That dude was smoking all day long and getting in and whooping ass. So, there's that, right? But he took it all like a champ. He didn't bitch and complain a whole lot. He was very disappointed, obviously. He liked the idea of fighting in the cage. He was young, and that's what he wanted to do. But, he simply moved on. And then he got into pro wrestling. And I think anybody with a jiu-jitsu, amateur wrestling, judoka background, they're going to transition to professional wrestling very easily as far as technicality goes. So then they just got to learn everything else, and if they're really willing and they're passionate, they're going to pick that up quick. Look at Ronda Rousey, now Matt Riddle. Even other people have done it like lately. Look at Bad Bunny. I was how I felt about that whole situation when they first started bringing him in. I think we don't need celebrities all the time getting in the ring. But I got to tell you, Bad Bunny's done his homework, and he's put the work in, and he's looked good. This is me saying that. Bad Bunny has looked good in a WWE ring. How fucking weird is that? But it's true, though. He's looked good. So, but anyways, I just had to say that before I get into the article, because I'm just curious. I really wonder what the powers that be backstage are thinking, especially when they continue to label her adult film star. They don't say former adult film star or ex. No, it is adult film star Misha Montana. And WWE's Matt Riddle expecting their first child together. So, anyway, Paul Davis wrote it. So it starts off, congratulations to Misha Montana and Matt Riddle. The adult film star, see, they keep saying adult. They don't say former. They don't say, so that just leads one to believe that she's clearly still, well, an adult film star. Hopefully not at this point, right? That would just be fucking weird. But anyway, trying to think about that. The adult film star announced on Twitter that she is pregnant and the baby is due on December of 2023. Riddle seemingly confirmed the news by retweeting her announcement. I hear you sneaking in. How dare you, Glenola? Oh, wait a minute. I thought you were streaming.
I decided to go ahead and end the stream and come over. And,
you missed me. You missed me and Mrs. Archer, didn't you?
Well, Mrs. Archer.
You missed Mrs. Archer. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? How dare you? She's still awake, actually. She's not. She's what? You're what? You're loved. You are loved. Glenola loves you. Anyways, I'm reading. So before I finish, I can start it over. See, now here I just started it. But anyway, this is an article from Wrestling News, right? .co, Paul Davis, and the title of it is adult film star. So right there and then you see it doesn't say former or ex. It says adult film star. So adult film star Misha Montana and WWE's Matt Riddle are expecting their first child together. Right? Okay, so there's that. But what I said was, if they're labeling her as an adult film star and they're not saying former or ex, what does the powers that be? Because the powers that be backstage for WWE are not the same as they used to be. They're ginormous now, right? It's now WWE, UFC, and Endeavor. They are giants. And I was just suggesting that maybe the adult film industry probably not the direction they want to go in as far as continuing to legitimize their ever-growing umbrella in the combat sports world, if you know what I mean. But, you know what I mean, though? Does that strike you as odd that, I don't know, and Matt Riddle's had all kinds of, some people are sweeping it under the rug already. They're like, oh, well, whatever, it's exes and this and that, they want money, and, well, I don't know if they want money. I don't think I even read anything about them asking for money. I think they were just trying to bring to light information, and not this, that. They posted text messages and messages from other platforms that he was sending to these women, and things he was saying and things that were transpiring. Sorry, but you can't just click, delete that. Not for me, anyways. So that's why I got a problem with Riddle to begin with. I do admit he's talented as hell. I said he's also a legit tough guy. He was an MMA fighter. Unfortunately, got kicked out of the UFC because of marijuana. All right, of all the stupid things to get kicked out for. But I mean, that's what happened. So, but he transitioned very easily to MMA. He was charismatic, and he was able to, obviously anybody that's got a jiu-jitsu, judoka background, amateur wrestling background, you're going to transition technically very, very well and very quickly in professional wrestling. But it's whether or not you can get on the mic or work with somebody else, learn to lead, learn to receive. There's things. Riddle did all that beautifully. And I don't take any of that away from him. I just don't like what he's... I don't like the things he's said and done to women, for me, are not okay. And so if he can choose to turn that career path... But then you find out he's dating a porn star. I'm sorry. And I'm just going to say it, adult films, we can dress it up with some whipped cream and some strawberries and whatever we want to put on that whipped cream bikini. At the end of the day, she's a porn star, okay? Porn. She does porn, or was, or is, I don't know. But so you know all that shit, and then you find out he's dating a porn star, and you're thinking, well, doesn't that all just correlate like a motherfucker? Right? But maybe she's leaving that business now. I mean, I would think she wouldn't need it. Anymore. But anyways, that's not my point. I just thought, I wonder what kind of heat that's creating, if any, for Riddle. Because again, that's not tabloids that Endeavor, UFC, or WWE headquarters probably want to read very often. Adult film star and Matt Riddle. Adult film star and Matt Riddle. Porn queen and the broski. I mean, it's no.
So, how far do we look into somebody's family? They're a wrestler. How deep do you go into their family?
Probably quite. These days, because they're mega stars, they're being watched like hawks.
Well, I'm just saying, it's, just because their family's done something,
Or not done, potentially still doing, is my thing. If she's done with that, then that's in the past, and they're just going to keep fucking with it regardless. The media, they'll have a heyday with it. But but if she is still ongoing in that industry, it's got to put them in an awkward spot. Is all I'm saying.
I don't know. I just feel like it'd be the same thing as trying to say, well, his wife's a doctor, so obviously he's, treating people medically.
I don't think being a doctor and a porn star correlate.
I'm using that as an example.
Yeah.
But it's the same.
But if
it's the same.
If I'm the owner of a $13 billion company, I do not want to keep reading that one of my employees is messing around with the porn industry. But like I said, they're going to have a heyday. Whether she is or isn't, they're going to toy with that in tabloids for a while, right? But I'm just curious. I'd like to be a fly on the wall during some of the meetings when they start bringing up Matt Riddle. Not just for that, but the shit, just all the shit that's transpired in the past several months. Just that happens to be included. Now she's pregnant. And it's like, oh my good God. The story thickens. It's almost like an episode of Young and the Restless, for God's sakes.
I think more probably As the World Turns.
As the World Turns? Actually, that was a good show. I don't like a lot of... my favorite soap opera, though, I haven't watched it in a long time, but I actually would watch it again. What the hell was it called? With Sonny Corinthos. He's a badass. He's a mobster.
I don't remember.
Fuck. Me neither. I can't remember the name of it.
The two I enjoyed
General Hospital. It was called General Hospital. Yeah.
I'm not even sure if it's still on the air.
I don't know if it is or isn't, but that was a great show. And if it wasn't for the Corinthos family, that show would have sucked. Flat out, it would have sucked. That made the whole mobster angle made that entire show. Kind of like if Victor Newman ever dies for real and finally leaves the show, or maybe he has, I don't know. He's not dead, I know that, but I don't know if he's still on the show. But that show will tank so fast because most of the 80 and 85-year-olds will like probably have strokes because he left the show first and foremost. So there goes the ratings. But
yeah, actually, it is still on the
I should
air.
have my own show. What would I entitle that show? The Archiverse TV. I would love to have a show. I'd like to be on a show.
Chokes.
Huh? Hey! Ouch! Wow! You know what she says to me? I didn't say I was gonna star and create my own. You know what she says to me? You know, she says I should star in my own show called 5 Baby Mamas. That fucking kicks me right in the feeler. What are you applauding for? What are you applauding for? You know what? That's what you get. You get booze. How dare you, sir? Oh my God.
The Archer chokes, but
good God. I love you too, but that was savage. Absolutely savage.
The two I enjoyed was One Life to Live and the early seasons of Passions.
I too actually watched the early seasons of that show, and I agree. Passions, it started out pretty cool, but it ended very weird. It got very strange, and I was like, okay.
It
whoa!
Didn't start strange?
No, it didn't. Well, kinda, but not as strange as it got.
I mean,
all soap operas start strange.
Back to life,
Have you ever gone back? I did, just for fun. Only because it was, I saw it was like well, it wasn't really a challenge, so to speak, but it was just one of those things that say, hey, you should go back and check out some like early episodes of your favorite show or soap or whatever. So I thought, oh, that's kind of fun. I'd actually like to see so I went back and watched, I don't know if it was the very first episode, but it was the oldest episode of the Young and the Restless I could find. And, wow, I was surprised that everybody's been right the whole time. It's literally same storylines with different people. It just goes through the whole fucking family eventually. But so that was interesting. You should do that. So, but anyways, soap operas start strange, generally speaking, because, well, it's a soap opera.
Yeah.
They have no direction. It's just ongoing chaos. A plethora of drama.
I'm sorry, it was a soap opera, and that was Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks, yeah.
It was a great show.
Fuck yeah,
it was.
You
tell me that wasn't a soap opera.
You looking for this?
And we're not talking about Mrs. Archer there, Archer.
No.
At least I'm not.
I don't know how long I'll be here. LOL, my headphones are dying.
But yeah, so anyways, I should probably read this damn article. Here we've been going on and on. I didn't even finish the goddamn thing. So yeah, so so they're due in 2020 this year, December, and he confirmed it by holding signs up announcing the pregnancy, apparently. So Riddle made his return to WWE TV on the April 3rd episode of Monday Night Raw after being out due to reported personal issues. Yeah, they certainly were personal issues. But anyways, I could keep making jokes about Matt. That's the problem. I got to stop reading Matt Riddle articles, because I could just go on and on and on. But anyways, last December, it was reported that he was suspended for 60 days for violating the company's wellness policy. Riddle has kids from his marriage to Lisa Rennie. The couple divorced in March of 2022. Congrats to Misha and Matt on the baby news. And, of course, they'll keep us updated with any pro boners. Oh, God, anyway. So, yeah, Matt Riddle is... But, yeah, I just find that whole situation strange. I do. With all the negative reports around what he's been up to, and again, things he said and did with women, and then the next thing you know, you find out he's dating a porn star, and it's just like, okay, so, alright, there's that. There's that, but what do you say?
Show started.
What's that?
I say let's get the show started.
Yeah, we're going to do that here in just a second. I'm just going to touch base on one thing here. We have another article from WrestlingHeadlines.com. My problem is it has nothing to do with Matt Riddle. At least not that I'm aware of. It's not my fault if there's something in there about him, though. I mean, if it was CM Punk, you know, we would do the same thing. Anyways, so it says Jim Ross details what a studio recording day was like in the WWE with Bobby Heenan. And that's why I wanted to touch base on it quick, because Glenol and I were literally just talking about Bobby Heenan. One of the greatest minds ever, one of the best commentators ever, one of the best managers ever. And he even got in the ring. That dude was not a wrestler, and he got in there and wrestled sometimes with different people. So, I mean, that guy gets all my respect. It was sad to watch him in his end stages, but it was awesome how close the company kept him and allowed him to remain with the company and on TV and doing things right up until he could not do it anymore, and then, of course, tragically passed eventually. But anyways, so this is Andrew Ravens. And so it says, Jim Ross recently talked about the wide range of topics on his Grilling JR podcast. During it, the WWE Hall of Famer looked back on his experience recording promos in the WWE studios with Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon. Ooh, and Gorilla Monsoon. That could be very interesting. Because I also loved Gorilla Monsoon. Gorilla Monsoon was awesome. And Gorilla Monsoon was also a great wrestler. Now, he was more of a ruffian, and he had some technical ability. He was mostly a powerhouse, but very intimidating man in his day. Very large man, well-built. So anyways, it says, yeah, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Not, it's supposed to say this and that. Why do they should really learn to edit better. But anyways, but not overboard. For sure we would have somebody in our ear, but it wasn't Vince. It wasn't aggressive, and it wasn't an interruption every few minutes. It wasn't that like that. It wasn't that like that. And man, this guy cannot write. It wasn't like that because Vince wasn't even there. We had our notes, and I was organized, and those matches are not hard to call them. And, you know, you got a real common goal. Somebody's going to go over that you're pushing, and so you got to just saddle the right horse, and get them over with positive accolades and things of that nature. So it wasn't hard, you know. The concept is, I got to keep skipping over some of the things they're writing here because there's literally points throughout this article where he's just literally repeating the same thing. I don't know how they managed to not see that when they were editing this article, but it's actually kind of hard to read. But I want to know what's in the damn article, so I'm going to struggle through it, damn it.
Wait a minute. A dirt sheet article and editing? Editing?
God, it is absolutely ghastly. But anyways, so where did I leave off? Oh, that's what we did. So, and it was a preliminary job, infused production. We knew who was being featured and what we needed to say in general, but not verbatim. But you know, having what is that supposed to say? Having he and have done these shows forever. Wow. Okay. Anyway. I've done these shows forever. I did a lot of these shows like this in WCW, but not as smooth, not as organized. So this was a fun thing. You can't work with Bobby Heenan and not have a good time. Sometimes he didn't feel well, and I had patience, and we had chocolate cake. So when Bobby was in a bad mood or he didn't feel good health-wise or travel was bad or something was up, because he was kind of in quasi-transition period. He was, he was thinking about making a move that he openly talked to me about because he was just, I think he was just burned out and same crew, same routine, same everything. So he was, this is hard to read. So he was could be. I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean. Anyways, that's literally what it says. It says, so he was could be. That's some good writing. This guy's a gem. But anyways, could be challenging to. Oh, you would think, wouldn't you? Fuck me. But anyways, he could be challenging to work with. He was not hard to work with, but challenging because sometimes his mind just wasn't on the project. But Bobby Heenan at half speed is better than just about anybody I've ever worked with. So he did fine. That's famous shop at. What?
Wow.
That's the famous shop at Kathing. Ooh. I'm starting to wonder if A child didn't write this.
Someone
The sentence. Hold on, I gotta find it again. I just lost my spot real quick because I was shaking my head. Here it is. So he did fine when they're talking about Heenan. It says, that's that famous shop at Kathing. You know? No, I don't know. Goddamn. So we'd go out and smoke a joint and calm me down. My car was right around the corner, Stanford. And that was all exciting. And then come back and do our work and eat. You can imagine they had the munchies, so we did fine. It was a fun thing. We're like little kids, junior and kids slipping away, finding... What? Little kids, junior and kids slipping away and smoking a joint. I don't know what they're trying to say in this article, so I quit. And I think I'm at the end of it anyways. I read that whole article, Glittle, and I have no fucking idea what it meant. Did you understand any of that? Did any of you understand any of that? I mean, you were listening. I was
fluent in gibberish.
Right? I have children. I have children, and I didn't understand any of that. You know, like I could go back and read that whole thing again. I don't know. So, I guess what we can take away from it is Bobby the Brain Heenan at half speed is better than anybody else in the business. Other than that, I have not a fucking clue what the hell that said. So, and that was Andrew Ravens. We've read articles from him before, and they were not that. Maybe somebody hijacked his account, because that was awful. But anyways, Andrew Ravens, we're just giving your accolades. You know, we got to do it. We don't want to be getting ourselves sued. We'd definitely have to blame Joe Link if that happened. We'd have to blame Joe Link. He's supposed to pay attention to things like that.
I thought it was blame Woozy.
Again? Are we doing that? That's a thing now? Alright, we can do that. We can blame Woozy.
Well,
he hasn't been around in a bit, though.
Woozy won't come back, so...
Fair enough. Yeah, he keeps hiding. He's like Sir Jack these days. Yes, see? Like Sir Jack. Thank you, Froggy, or whoever did that. Alright, so before we go on with the articles, conversations, lists, whatever we're going to get to, people are here. So we may as well get the show on the go. This is a great show. 9-match card. We've got the unveiling of brand new Contendership Championship title belts for the men's and women's tag team divisions. However, we're only going to be unveiling the men's tonight. We've got another Contendership matchup. We've got 4 championship matchups. We've got some faction wars going on tonight. The Legends Championship going to be defended. Alan Severn, of course, once again our Legends Champion after a tremendous victory over the Icon Sting. And if you haven't seen that matchup, shame on you. Shame on you. By the way, Severn was in that before we get started. Severn was actually in action. Actually, we'll get started and talk about it. We'll get started and talking about it. Talk about it. See, I'm starting to talk like that article now. I read way too much. No, actually, I read the whole goddamn thing. I'm still not really sure what it amounted to. I have no clue. But it said something. Okay. So here we go. Tag Team Contendership Championship title belts on the line. They are brand new. They're being unveiled for the very first time. Now, if you do have access to Discord, then you would have seen a preview of them on Discord today. But you're going to see them live, and look at the villains that are going to be chasing these Contendership titles. We have the boys, who have had a real rocky start to their return. In my opinion, Glenola, you've watched the matches. What do you think? What would you say to their return? And not as successful as other returns, like Jennifer Wolf, for instance. Is all I'm saying in comparison, which is weird because they were top contenders, multiple-time tag team champions. Almighty even won some singles gold, so I'm a little surprised that they're having such a rocky start with their return. But they are getting championship opportunities here. Not the championship opportunities I'm sure they were looking for, but they just lost their last matchup. Many of these teams did.
Straps are nice.
Of course, with the competition now in the Archerverse, it's...
With exception of Phenomenal Soul, who continue to just dominate the World Tag Team division. It's funny because they've been kind of passing the YTD Academy Tag Team Championships around, but like hot potatoes recently, Phenomenal Soul included. But the World Tag Team Championships, I got to tell you, between Weapons of Mass and Phenomenal Soul, they've been really holding those tightly in their own grasps. But then you've got Top Dollar and Ashanti in this hit row, and of course the Steiner brothers, one of the best tag teams ever. However, it's not Rick and Scott. It is Rick and Braun Breaker, uncle and nephew, teaming up to continue the legacy of the Steiner brothers.
If it's Rick and Braun, isn't that father and son?
No, because Rick is Braun's father, Scott is his uncle.
Oh, I thought you said Rick, it was Rick and Braun.
No, Scott and Braun.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, we got the boys, Phenomenal Soul, Hit Row, and the Steiner brothers to kick the night off, tone-setting match of the night, and it is for the brand new Tag Team Championship Contender title belts. And of course, the holders of those title belts, whether it be in the men's division or the women's division, can challenge any of the tag team champions in their respective divisions. So they can challenge for YTD Academy titles, or they can challenge for the World Championships. That is completely up to the holders. But just like the contract cases, if you decide you're going to hold on to the titles a little bit longer and pick the right moment to challenge one of your champions, do remember that you do run the risk of potentially having to defend those title belts, just like a regular championship, just like we do at the contract cases. If you don't cash them in, they might get cashed in on you. That's just the risk you run. It is part of the game. But here we go. First match of the night. And again, it is for the brand new Tag Team Championship Contendership title belts. Number one Contenderships on the line. Let's go. All right, so anyways, Alan Severn teamed up with She-Fiend today over at World War III. YTD Academy Dark this afternoon. That was very, very interesting, I must say. Did you see the match?
Superstar.
I haven't watched it yet. I saw that it had happened.
Yeah, it did.
I just hadn't.
There was a whole lot of good mixed match challenge action today, actually. Archer and Mrs. Archer teamed up. You had She-Fiend and Severn. Mitchell and Michelle Vaughn teamed up. I mean, there was a lot of good matchups. Kenny Jackson and Queen Bee teamed up.
I saw Psychosis, Kyle Riley. And
Roxanne Riley. Yep, they teamed up. And we had an absolutely fire champions versus champions steel cage matchup. Both titles on the line. And the Outlaws got one more over on the Blade Runners. It's going back and forth between those two teams. I got to tell you, it's great. And I got to tell you, the Wolfpack probably sitting back laughing. They're just waiting for the right time to strike, while they're wearing each other down and trying to decapitate one another at the knees.
Would the Wolfpack do anything like that?
Yes, they would. How dare you even ask? Yes, they would. But anyways, did you also see that the Soul Man Jay Simmons, I mean, providing Alan Severn, of course, makes it past tonight's co-main event, because Severn is the co-main event tonight, Queen Bee, triple threat for the YTD Academy Women's Grand Prix Championship tonight. And that's the main event of the evening. The women are going to shine in the main event here on World War III. But, so yeah, I'm not going to tell you who Severn's opponent is, because it's a bit of a surprise. I mean, he was just inked to a contract, and he's very excited about facing Alan Severn. But it will be a surprise to you as well, I think. It will be a surprise to you as well.
I honestly love surprises.
Yeah.
From Washington,
yeah.
D.C.
But you know who it was that She-Fiend and Alan Severn teamed up against?
Not off the top of my head.
Macho Man Randy Savage and Sensational Sherry.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, it was a fantastic match. Actually, they were all good matches, I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple matches tonight, though, including Jay Simmons, by the way. Oh, and that's my point. Jay Simmons became the number one contender for the Legends Championship. So if Severn wins his match tonight, That's gonna be a fun. And you know damn well you got to do Last Man in Hell with Simmons and Severn. No other way about it. That or Chamber of Pain. But then you're involving a bunch of other people. Do you really want to do that? You want to
one-on-one.
Last Man in Hell. Yeah.
I don't even know if we want to go into hell. They don't really need that.
I mean, it would make it more vicious. I mean, some of the matches they've been in, you've got to find a way to raise the bar.
Of their first meeting.
No. Good God. Well, that wasn't their first meeting. That was just their first real battle.
Yeah.
They had tangled a couple, 2-3 times before that happened, but and a couple times I remember one time in particular, actually, Severn was in the middle of beating Archer, as a matter of fact. And I think back then it might have been Monday Nitro, when we were still, Vinny K was still involved, so we had a few different. So anyways, he was in the middle of beating Archer, and Jay Simmons came out and interrupted the match. And
that's right.
That's how that whole thing started, because that enabled Archer. Well, he did a roll up on Severn. Severn kicked out, but then Archer, like, I don't know, did something on the ground. I think it was like an elbow to the spine, and then picked him up and AKO'd him and won the match. But Severn would have won. They were both tired right out. It was near the end of the match. It was like the Severn Christian Hart matchup. It didn't matter what next submission, next whatever was winning the match, and that was the same case. But Simmons fucked over Severn, and that's what started their rivalry. And they had 2 matches. They were drew even 1-1, and then they had that fucking fire last man standing, falls count anywhere rubber match. Oh my God.
I honestly, to this day, I think that if Soul Man had come back and tried to do more, it would still have been going.
Yeah.
I think it was literally, fuck it.
Yeah.
He's walking away. Fuck it.
And by the way, before we get to mention it, I almost forgot. Episode number 491 tonight. 9 away from 500. It's getting closer and closer. It's so weird. So weird. 491. That means you've been around for about. That means you've been around for about 340,
350, 340.
Yeah, somewhere around there. We never did put the. That's because they deleted my fucking VODs. That's why I got mad and didn't keep some of them, because it was like, why would I keep? Because it was all chopped up. Like, I couldn't even figure out the method they were using to delete shit. Because there would be stuff deleted, but then I still had VODs left that were older than the ones they deleted. And so many went missing, but that's why I very quickly got... As soon as we did episode 100, everything from there on was being exported. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I just didn't trust Twitch anymore. See, did you see that Kick has 10 million users already?
No, I had.
Yeah, I just saw that advertised today. That's incredible, because they're not even that... I don't even think they've been around that long, have they? Don't get me wrong, I'm not interested in trying a new platform. I'm perfectly happy on Twitch. You know, I wish they would change a few things and do a few things to make things cheaper for people, and there's a few things that could be done. But I'm happy with Twitch, and I'm perfectly happy with YouTube, so...
If the payout amount stays, you know, like they were talking, I would consider it.
This is Kick you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do tell. Because I don't know all the details.
No, from what I understand, and this is just what I picked up,
right.
It was like 90-some% or 90%.
That you keep? That seems awful suspicious.
This was early on.
Yo, Life! I'm not even paying attention to the chat room. Life is Great's in the house. Strife is in the house. Joe Link is in the house. Joe Link says, no, they haven't been around long. They are working things out. They do have a 95-5 split. That seems weird to me. Why would they take 5% to your 95? I mean, how long? I mean, how are they making money then? And how long is that platform going to be around? Who's going to maintain it and service it? And 95-5 split. I mean, the company's got to take. I can understand Twitch taking a chunk, but maybe not necessarily as big of the. Like with, for instance, with YouTube, I'm going to get to keep 70%. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. You know, but so you know, like the 95. I mean,
did I say YouTube or Twitch?
You said YouTube.
Okay, yeah. With YouTube, I'm going to keep 70%. Now, I'm not making anything right now because I can't, but I got to, you know, do those badass taxes. But I'm getting that done here shortly. I'm getting done shortly, and then I'm getting some emotes made, so you guys have emotes for YouTube, some other such thing. Mr. T is hard at work designing some new stuff for us, including a 3rd annual Halloween Havoc. And while he's at it, I haven't talked to him about it yet, but he may as well get our 3rd annual Archiverse Slammiversary, which will obviously, since for the past 6 months plus, pretty much, we didn't rebrand, we've always been TWA. TWA is the Archiverse Wrestling Alliance. The Archiverse TV is the channel. TWA has always been our wrestling promotion, but just lately we've been going strictly by TWA. More and more people know, so why not? But, so we'll probably entitle it TWA Slammiversary 3 this year, but as opposed to just TAV. But yeah, so isn't that cool? 3rd annual Halloween Havoc, 3rd annual Slammiversary. It's fantastic. And Slammiversary is always a lot of fun. Always a lot of fun. Both of them are just sensational. Yo, Snorhawk, what's going on, buddy? Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm sorry, what are we congratulating me for? Are we talking about the 491 episodes, or are we talking about being monetized on YouTube now? What are we talking about here? We're talking about a couple things, so I'm not sure what you're responding to. Because we are now officially part of the partner program here on YouTube. We're able to, I was approved to accept memberships. YouTube. Okay. I thought so, I just wasn't sure, because I wasn't sure exactly how long you've been in the chat, because we were discussing a couple things at once there. You know how I am. I go from one thing to the next like nothing. I confuse my wife daily.
And of course, kendo sticks are always under the ring.
Yup, she says.
The one issue I have with Kick, though, right now at least, is you can't really do it from console.
Can you not do it from console? Yeah.
Yeah, like my PS4, I can't stream Kick.
Yeah.
At least not that I know of. Well, that kind of...
So that'd be a big fat zero for me then, because I stream from a console. And I'll stream from a console in the future, because I'm not going to go spend a bunch of money on a PC when I want a PS5 anyways, and I can't have both. I cannot have both.
Yeah, down the road, if I can get somebody to get a new computer, so I can stream off of it.
Yeah.
A lot of things I might do off of it.
I don't know. I'm perfectly happy streaming from a console. I've had no problems. I see people have problems with OBS and PCs and shit all the time, and I've had next to no issues. So I just can't complain, and I'm not going to push the buck. Don't get me wrong. If I could afford both, I'd have both. Dude, you know what? If I could set up OBS, I would shut down all other wrestling promotions on Twitch. Flat out. We would rock that shit. But doesn't matter. We are still the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period, regardless if we have PC, laptop, cell phone, old portable wire extended phone, console. Doesn't matter. Telegraph. Messages through pigeons. It doesn't matter.
Just like Archer does in the ring.
Yeah. Storhawk says, "Yo, Strife." Storms are normal here. Are you guys having a storm?
I guess
Storm is killing our service. We had to change rooms. Gotcha. Okay, I missed that message. Pigeon Wrestling. Joe Link's new wrestling promotion. Joe Link's Pigeon Wrestling. I mean, no harm came to any pigeons during the making of that television show. But, yeah. All right. I have not watched any of this match so far. It looks like we've had 0 eliminations, though. And again, the brand new Tag Team Championship contenderships are on the line here. We got the boys, Hit Row, the Steiner brothers, and Phenomenal Soul. Of course, Jay Simmons, the new Legends Championship #1 contender. Here he's looking for another contendership. He's all about the bling, that Jay Simmons.
He's in for something bad.
But anyways, what were we talking about before? Actually, I don't think we were talking about anything. I was going to read another article. I think it was really going to happen. So here's something from ringsidenews.com. And it's by Subberjeet Mukherjee. It says, John Cena was mocked by the WWE locker room for his robotic wrestling. I'm going to assume that was during his younger years. So it says, John Cena is a 16-time world champion and carried the company on his back through the PG era. He worked hard to become the biggest name in the business, but appears he used to be mocked by WWE locker room in the past for his wrestling skills. I mean, I can't imagine why. You know, he was a goddamn bodybuilder. He was that's what he was. He wasn't an amateur wrestler. He wasn't a judoka or anything, or a Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist. He was a bodybuilder. What did people think was going to happen? So
you got to remember too, the first character I know of for John Cena is in one of the Mandals, and it was the Cyborg.
Oh yeah.
Or the Prototype or something like that. Where he was basically
he was called the
Cyborg.
He was called the Prototype, yeah. But in any case, it says when John Cena debuted on the main roster in 2002, his future was uncertain in the company, as many felt he didn't have what it takes to make it in the business. It didn't help. His character had no depth to it, and that's absolutely correct. It did not. So while competing in OVW, John Cena wrestled under the gimmick of the Prototype. We were just talking about it. He used that character to wrestle in a few dark matches on Sunday Night Heat and Jacked before his main roster call-up. While speaking with the Attitude Era podcast, D'Lo Brown recalled the locker room laughing at Cena while he wrestled as the Prototype due to his robotic method of wrestling in the ring. This is a quote. He says, I'll tell you this, here I'll give you a little story. Here, so in WWF, we do dark matches, right? They're matches that no one sees on TV. So for about a year, John Cena kept coming in as the Prototype. And the boys, all of us, would go sit up in the stands because back then, hold on, that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match and a new Tag Team Championship #1 contenders, Top Dollar and Ashanti. They are Hit Row, and they are your Tag Team Championship contendership holders. Wow, be perfectly honest, I did not see that one coming at all.
An emphatic victory for your winners.
I'm not really sure why they're not being given the championship belts. They were on the line. Referees being tardy here, I guess. And they are just not going to get the belts for some reason. I have no idea what's up with that. That does sometimes happen, though, in multi-man matches. I have no idea why. They don't even preview the belt at all. But, all right, moving on to the next match of the night. And this is for a contract case for the YTD Academy Grand Prix Championship. 8-man ladder match. Or wait a minute. This might actually be, it's an Elimination Royale. I apologize. It's not a ladder match, it's an Elimination Royale. But we have AJ Styles, the former YTD Academy Grand Prix champion, Johnny Rainbow. We have Gabriel Graves, Cody Rhodes, the new world champion, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. We have Kenny Jackson, just had a big match earlier today with Queen Bee. Humboldt's the Arcane, and Austin Theory. Now, there's somebody worth talking about right now. Man, has that guy been impressive. I mean, to be fair, a lot like Alan Severn, he's kind of come in and he's had some but he's had some multi-man matches. Hasn't necessarily been so successful in those, but anytime he has a singles match, he truly shines. He is undefeated in YTD Academy as far as singles matches go. Tonight, getting the opportunity to grab that contract case for the Grand Prix Wrestling Championship. But That is some stiff competition. The company is good with AJ Styles, Johnny Rainbow, Gabriel Graves, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Kenny Jackson, and Austin Theory. So if you were a betting man, Glenola, and you had to bet on this matchup, and you wanted to choose somebody to walk out of there with the contract case, who's it going to be?
Oh.
Part of me wants to go for Austin Theory. I have no idea why. He just jumps out at me. Plus, he's a little snake. He's a snake, and that, maybe has something to do with it.
You know what? Is that... I was going to make sure that's Humboldt's in there, right? You got the white beard?
Yeah, that's Humboldt's the Arcane, yeah. Team Strife.
I'll go with him.
You're going with Humboldt?
I think I'll go with him. I don't know why.
I'll be honest, I would like to see him win. That would be cool, because he's had such a tremendous start to his career. So, it would be fantastic. But, if I was to bet, I would like to see Humboldt. No, I'm not pulling a Boss Apollo. Before you say anything. But I would like to see Humboldt's win. But if I had to bet, and I'm going with either Austin Theory or AJ Styles. I don't know. For some reason, one of those two jump at me.
Yeah.
But we are going to find out, because that is next. 8-man Elimination Royale. YTD Academy Grand Prix Championship contract case on the line. Let's rock and roll. All right. I still can't get that one article read into my head. My God, that was poorly written. Okay, so where did we get to in that article? It said, so for about a year, John Cena kept coming in as a prototype, and the boys, all of us, would go sit up in the stands, because back then it wasn't full arenas, so we can go sit up in the arena and no one would see us, and you could watch the matches, and we would get a good laugh at John Cena going. He's so robotic. John Cena also returned during the WWE Money in the Bank Premium Live event. We will have to wait and see when the leader of C Nation will be making his return to WWE television once again. John Cena is also returned during the WWE Money in the Bank Premium Live event. Why are they repeating themselves? Good Lord. They literally were going to repeat themselves, and I just about read it, except for they changed the very ending. So, what do you guys think? Do you agree that John Cena quite often had a robotic style of wrestling?
Early on, yes.
Yeah. Not so much now. He's,
Yeah, I'm not saying he has a lot of moves, but it's more fluid is what he does.
Oh, it's definitely more fluid now. Definitely more fluid. But I mean, you're also talking how many years later?
Yeah, I mean, it started off he was stiff, but stiff means something a little different in wrestling. But Strife threw some stats at us here. Humboldt's is 4-0 in YTD in singles competition. But awesome. Snorhawk says Johnny Rainbow is winning this thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, though in a multi-man match like this, your singles matches or singles wins aren't any indicator, really.
NWO from Hollywood, California, weighing in
so here's something else interesting. This time it's WrestlingHeadlines.com. Joey G. This is a top AEW star calls the Bloodline saga in WWE compelling. Says Paul Heyman is definitely involved in Bloodline creative, which obviously we know that. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to know that. But anyways, it says the Bloodline saga in WWE has been widely praised by all facets of the pro wrestling industry, with fans, wrestlers, and critics from all around the world consistently weighing in on the drama between undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, the Usos, and the wise man Paul Heyman. AEW star Malachi Black spoke about the popular WWE storyline during a recent interview on the Undisputed podcast with Bobby Fish. The House of Black leader begins by openly commending Roman Reigns for the difficult road he traveled before complimenting the entire group for putting together one of the most thrilling stories in wrestling. He adds that Heyman is most likely involved. He said, I have a lot of love for Roman Reigns because of the road he's traveled. I think the Bloodline stuff is probably some of the best storylines in wrestling that we've seen. And, oh my God, it's so compelling, it's so good. I'm sure that Paul Heyman has his hands in that as well. Says the Bloodline saga continues on tomorrow's episode of WWE SmackDown as the Usos will hold the trial of Roman Reigns 6 days after Jey Uso pinned the Tribal Chief at Money in the Bank, his first pinfall loss since 2019. Now let's talk about that for a minute, actually, because I actually recall earlier today reading an article that suggested people within creative and of course anybody involved in the backstage politics, including Triple H himself, weren't necessarily keen on the idea of Reigns losing at Money in the Bank and are still to this point not sure that that should have happened. But it did. That's the problem. It did. So you can't undo or unsee that. You know what I mean? They did what they did, but I don't know. Maybe they took things a little too far by... I mean, while having him lose, they should have made him look stronger than they did, and they didn't do that. Right? He was just taking a bit of a brutal beating and then being pinned. So, I don't know. The thing is they've built a huge legacy here. It's an ongoing one, probably going to continue through to WrestleMania, right? It's going to quite likely continue through to WrestleMania. But, and how appropriate would that be? Because then WrestleMania 40, which is clearly the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania, is going to be absolutely ginormous. It's going to be huge. And that would be a very, very big match to have. Is, you know, Roman Reigns finally being dethroned. But by who, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. There's a few different scenarios you could say, oh yeah, well, they're going to do this. But there's a lot they could do right now. And a lot of things can change between now and WrestleMania, not to mention. But Joling says it's cool because the first person to pin Roman was Jey Uso, so it's cool that he pinned him to break the streak. Yeah, I mean, that part is cool, and let's be honest, it has to be somebody really believable that could beat Reigns, or it has to be a member of his family at this point, because again, the reign is so long and the legacy is so huge at this point. You got to have the right person do it. So if not a member of his bloodline family, then who else is the problem, right? So it's fitting that that happened. They're just not sure it should have happened, at least not yet. I don't know. What do you think, Linola? You got an opinion on that at all?
Not really. I really don't have an opinion.
No. Well, fair enough.
I'm not. The problem is that, you know, I'm not invested like I used to.
Yeah.
You know, the product nowadays, I almost don't even care about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch it as religiously as I used to, but I make sure I keep up. And I watch all the PLEs, obviously, but I don't watch every single show like I used to. Unless I know for sure something interesting is going on, type of thing. But I still watch. I still pay attention. So it looks like there's a spoiler. I do like spoilers. Apparently a spoiler from Wrestling News about a WWE SummerSlam title match. So this is another Andrew Ravens article. Hopefully it's better than the last one. WrestlingNews.co. So it says WWE has started the build for this year's SummerSlam PLE. Coming out last Sunday's Money in the Bank show. The top 6 matches previously confirmed for the show will involve names such as Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey, Logan Paul, and Cody Rhodes. The show is expected to be headlined by Roman Reigns, defending the undisputed WWE Universal title against Jey Uso. And here are the other matches that are previously confirmed. We got Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar 3. Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. Asuka versus Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Championship. I am assuming Charlotte Flair is going to pick up her 15th championship there and put her that much closer to her dad's record. If I had to guess, but who knows? It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be at SummerSlam, but I would think that that's probably going to happen. And that looks like that's. Oh, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre as well for the Intercontinental Championship. That's interesting. I mean, they could very well have Drew McIntyre take that title off of Gunther at that point. Or do they keep it on Gunther a little bit longer? And again, near that close to smashing the Honky Tonk Man's record. I think it would be a shame to get that close to the record, and because they don't have to have. They could have a disqualification. They could have a lot of things happen to prolong that feud between Gunther and Drew McIntyre, and they could still have that Intercontinental Championship matchup later. I don't know. Gunther's a perfect person to have it on there. Gunther's a great worker. He's a workhorse. He's great technically. He's a powerhouse. You know, he's a workhorse with a workhorse title. I think it's fitting.
You know, you have champ's advantage. I mean, anything can happen.
Yep. Yep. So the other matches are Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. Logan Paul versus Ricochet, apparently. And Rhea Ripley defending the Women's World title against Raquel Gonzalez. So a good card that they're building with heading into SummerSlam anyways, so I like that. I wouldn't necessarily say they were spoilers, though, because everything they just told us could change at any given time. You know what I mean?
Well, nowadays, who knows? But, I mean, it used to be advertised. Cards subject to change at any time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how you kept the intrigue, because if you just give away the card every single time, people would pick and choose times they'd tune in to watch whatever it is they want to see. Right? That happens. We know that happens. That's why we don't do it. We used to do it. We used to list the card all the time. We stopped. And it paid off.
For the most part, I like it better not when I don't know, you know.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah, I agree. And the element of surprise is always great. Okay, so listen, Mrs. Archer's going to be departing for Dreamland here shortly, so I'm just going to take a brief break and say goodnight and do my husbandly duties, if you will. Not like that, Glenol, either before.
15 seconds.
That is not what I was talking about. We already did that. We already did. She attacked me. I was attempting to watch a very good TV program, and she took advantage of my kind gestures made towards her. Tore my clothes off, slammed me around like a fucking rag doll. She's crazy. She's crazy. She's watched too much 50 Shades of Grey. But anyways, yeah, I won't be too long. I'm just going to take a brief hiatus, have a little bit of drink, talk to the missus, and I will be back. Feel free to discuss anything you would like while I'm gone, except for anything Kraken Skulls would discuss. That's not. We're not here for that tonight. So.
Is there a limit to what you discuss?
Wait, do you really want to know? Do you want to know? I don't even know. But anyways, I will be back.
I hope everybody's having a wonderful night tonight.
You won't miss any of the action, and you need a limitless imagination to win a match like this. You have to stay on the attack because fortunes can change with just one move.
Yeah, especially in a situation where a limitless amount of real estate is your battleground.
There's return fire on AJ, and that was an effective attack, guys. Oh, what a clothesline! Oh, did you hear that? Swinging neck breaker.
Textbook. Able to get out of the way. What a
shot. It's going to be a great match, I mean.
Neck breaker.
You had two necks there.
count that ring is
Held in a perilous
really,
position.
really good. So,
Oh, and a right hand for good measure.
Counters that. Setting them up for a fisherman's buster.
He'll take things into the ring.
And well-timed maneuver there.
Incoming. Up and down. What a slam.
He switches it back around. Clubbing blow to the back. And that was an efficient display of offense with that maneuver. Does he get him here?
I'll be right back. I just got
He
some
gets
stuff
the
out.
kick out after the one.
Right now,
The
I just don't
CC
know what
says
it's going
limits
to
us
take.
allowed. We do not think they know what the word means.
Down, looking for the crossface. It's cinched in. This could be over.
An extreme amount of pressure.
Looking to free the arm and does just that.
This match grinded him down a little. Oh, atomic drop.
Rose
Heads out of the ring.
Crossroads. Cody Rhodes nailed it.
Soda, but I just grabbed a couple slices of leftover pizza.
Somehow,
AJ Styles rolls
Grab this, grab a soda.
that'll tune your clock.
This is absolutely agonizing. Well, are you
A competitor has been eliminated.
Shoulder up before the count started.
It's hard to believe, but it looks like he still has some gas left in the tank.
Yeah, they probably don't know what it means.
Able to give him the slip. Ooh. Here looking for a win in the now, which
Delivers the knee. That was a hell of a maneuver there, guys. Hold on a second. Could be a matter of time. Submission being locked in.
can you imagine how much escaping that pin must have cost him?
I can. These are the moments where you really find out how tough you are.
Look at breaking the legs and now breaking the arms.
Gets put into the barricade.
Goes under the ropes to get back inside.
And I think we just might see
A sleeper suplex.
terrible position for Rhodes. Pin.
And he fights it off.
The fact
Hollywood
that these
Hogan
superstars
has
can
been
still be moving
eliminated.
At this point is beyond the realm of reality. Oh, Cody anticipates.
Cody Rhodes hooks him up. But did you guys just see the distance traveled on that toss?
Rhodes just turned the lights out.
Breaks the close count. Thought he had
You
him.
gotta be kidding me.
Setting up for something here.
Styles reminding his opponent just who they're in the ring.
Cody Rhodes has his opponent right where he wants him. There's Crossroads.
Cody Rhodes just might have finished things.
For the win. 2 count. Somehow he kicked out.
Within inches of victory, only to have it snatched away.
This match just keeps getting more and more exciting.
Rhodes hopes for victory cash for the time being. But
Close balls.
he won't set
You know,
up for long.
some close counts, but
AJ Styles rolling through.
It's in. This could be it.
This is absolutely agonizing. Will Styles' opponent
He
hang?
goes
Are
with
you
Vince
kidding?
Steve.
Oh, no.
He thinks he has it. The crossface chicken wing.
Will this match end on a submission, on a tap out?
In this much
forced on buckling.
Sister Abigail.
Will that keep Theory grounded?
Quick return to the ring.
Look at breaking the legs and now breaking the arms.
Shoulders down.
Oh, and a kick out.
You got a question. How much is it worth? How much is it worth to continue through the agony?
It's obviously worth everything. Obviously worth every drop of sweat on the ground.
And out of the ring he goes, fishing for something beneath the ring.
Okay, this could be
I
too
noticed
much.
Hulk and
Really?
Humble
The end for AJ is looking
out
inevitable
on the
here.
floor there.
Out of the way. Sledgehammer right to the gut.
Blew into the cover. That's it.
Cody Rhodes has been eliminated.
Into the barricade.
Oh, disturbing impact.
Taking this outside.
This could be good.
Oh, the
and
sledgehammer.
Cody Rhodes has just been eliminated, I see.
Colliding with the barricade.
His God is humble. It's done.
There it comes. Caught with a neck
I don't know.
Has been eliminated.
move. Amazing.
Whoa, not quite yet.
And there was some force on that move. This is it. Kicks out after one.
Thought he had him. You gotta be kidding me. Theory expected that.
Pops him up. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh my God, he's in position. Styles crash.
Austin Theory has been eliminated.
Exclamation. The counter. Oh, no. Styles crash.
A competitor has been eliminated.
Johnny Rainbow just walking around in circles.
This isn't gonna be pretty. All the way out.
I have returned, and good timing apparently too, because it looks like we're down to 2. And what is with what exactly is wrong with Humboldts and Hulk Hogan?
I mean, dead.
They have not moved. Everybody else got up and left ringside. Humboldts and Hollywood Hogan are still just laying there. I mean, I think somebody needs to check on them. Good God, we've destroyed Humboldts and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Strife, that's what we were wondering. Did they die outside the ring or what? The first deaths on the Archiverse TV. Hollywood Hogan and Humboldts the Arcade. May they rest in peace. And look, it's down to AJ Styles and Kenny Jackson. And of course I picked either AJ Styles or Austin Theory to potentially even win this. So interesting that it's Kenny. It's good to see Kenny Jackson in there. Good to see Kenny Jackson in there. I like Kenny Jackson from the Queen of the Hive. Partners today with Queen Bee, by the way. They did very well in their match. Very, very well. It was good to see some mixed match challenges. Oh! That was vicious.
See that come back.
Yeah, it was. I mean, people have been talking about it for quite some time. That they would like to see some mixed match challenge. And that is it. That is all. Look at that. Flying forearm. It does the trick. Takes out Kenny Jackson. So the winner of the match and new contract case holder and #1 contender to the YTD Academy Grand Prix Championship, it is AJ Styles. Congratulations to the phenomenal AJ Styles. Big win. 8-man elimination royale. And it came down to him and Kenny Jackson. Stiff competition tonight.
Here is your winner.
Strife says boo!
And only 2 fatalities. I mean, that ain't bad.
And only 2 fatalities. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Yeah, we're not sure what happened. Are they still there? I don't even know if they're still there. Has anybody been able to tell if they're still ringside during the camera switches here?
No, I haven't.
All right. Anyways, that was very intriguing. But yeah, hopefully Humboldts and Hollywood Hogan are okay. That was crazy. All right, next match of the evening. This is a tag to brag elimination matchup between the Wolfpack Gals and the Outlaws. A continued rivalry, not just with the Outlaws, but with the Blade Runners, and we could talk about that just a little bit because, of course, the Outlaws and the Blade Runners were over at World War III today during dark matches, and they were having a champions versus champions steel cage matchup where the Outlaws once again became double tag team champions, dethroning the Blade Runners, who literally just took those titles from the Outlaws. So a great rivalry there.
Is it actually the Outlaws or is it the In-Laws?
It could be either or. I mean, at this point. It could be either or at this point. I mean, you've got mother, the daughters, the father is in there. I mean, it is kind of like, it is a lot like the Wolfpack in many ways. The entire family is there. But the Wolfpack Gals, the other faction that the Outlaws have always gone back and forth with rivalries with, tonight they're going to go head-to-head tag to brag elimination matchup. She-Fiend, the Anomaly Tia Stevens, the Viking, Rose Brewer, going to ride high for the Wolfpack Gals, and then Svetlana Vedrozka, Amber Extreme, and Dr. Britt Baker for the Outlaws. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Probably going to get ugly very quickly between the two, to be fair. Especially between She-Fiend and Amber Extreme, if I have to guess. But we'll see. And then, of course, we know Rose Brewer and Britt Baker do not get along. Svetlana doesn't really have any friends, I don't think. I say that in the kindest of ways. The kindest of ways, but she doesn't really have any friends, so... But Tia will have fun with her. Tia will have fun with her. But anyways,
fun with everybody.
I'm assuming that as a betting person, you would side with the Wolfpack gals, considering it's your group.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Oh,
Yes.
not just for that, but I mean, you got Rose Brewer, you got Tia Stevens, who, you know, especially in tag team action, is devastating. Then you got the She-Fiend, who, while it hasn't really worked with two of you, you know, in the past, she's devastating in her own right.
She was phenomenal in her match with Alan Severn today. Again, you're going to have to check that matchup out. It was a fantastic match. I forget which of the matchups. I think it was...
She-Fiend used to be an outlaw.
Maybe the second last mixed match challenge matchup of the day, maybe. But anyways, it was Alan Severn and She-Fiend challenging Macho Man Randy Savage and Sensational Queen Cherry. And it was a phenomenal matchup, so you're definitely going to have to check that out. But seeing how you're going with the Wolfpack gals, as I knew you would, I'm going to go with the Outlaws, just to even the odds out a little bit here. But here we go, let's find out who's going to be the Wolfpack gals or the Outlaws. Tag to brag elimination, that is next. Time to turn and burn. All right. But anyways, so what happened at the end? We never finished. The one thing we didn't finish discussing was what happened at the end of your stream.
On the way to the ring, the Wolfpack.
Oh, I just
numbers, it's as simple as
finished
that,
one or
and a lot
two
of strength
small
on
quests
display
and
here.
then rated out. So, did a fishing quest where
You did a
the very
fishing
first
quest?
cat- Yeah, they wanted me to catch one fish, one type of fish. So I went to the dock, I cast it, and the first fish I caught was the one to beat the quest.
Joe Link says She-Fiend used to be an outlaw. Yeah, the Wolfpack gals, they like to recruit people. The Wolfpack in general, really.
And their opponents, the World
But it's only,
Tag
it's
Team
handpicked,
Champions,
usually.
the Outlaws.
Though we do have, there is a new member
Since I took
getting
my
ready to be
spot here at the
initiated.
commentary table, I have wanted to call this
Yes,
match.
that's I mean,
Wait to finally
There's
do
a
it.
handicap match coming
I did see something about that.
soon.
I did see something about that. That's quite the initiation process. Do you want to tell people about that, or are we just going to leave them hanging?
We'll leave them hanging.
I mean, unless, of course, they have access to Discord and been paying attention, I suppose. But but yeah, there is going to be a handicap matchup, an initiation match, if you will.
Here we are, folks.
Very, very
Elimination
soon.
Tag team time. The
Coming
last
to a
team
theater near
standing,
you.
whether it's all
Stay
members or
tuned.
just one, will be declared the winner in
But
this contest.
yeah, that's true. She-Fiend did used to be an outlaw.
Means that this will eventually become
I mean, She-Fiend's kind of been all over the place.
some form or another, and you definitely do not.
Nobody really tells her what to do. She just marches to the beat of her own skull drums.
Which is actually perfect, makes her perfect for the Wolfpack.
That's true. She fits right in.
The Wolfpack is not your classic faction.
She went
That
shopping and
is,
she shopped smart, grabbing her own form of a boom
everybody
stick.
marches, in line. No. Get in there and have fun. It's almost like, actually,
Fun.
it kind of reminds me of the Family.
I mean,
Gets the tag.
maybe these two teams have fun. I don't think other teams necessarily can say the same when they face either of these factions.
But
But I know what you mean, though.
the Wolfpack
And
kind
she
of
continues to
it's like
attack
the
with
Wolf,
aggression
the
as this match goes
NWO.
on.
At this stage, you
Or
know she is thinking about
the
bringing
Heenan
things to
family.
a close.
Yeah.
Where it was,
Just to get control.
there was an overarching, we want to kick ass, but, it didn't necessarily mean everybody was being,
Yeah. Besides Heenan, if you could bring a manager into today's wrestling world, who would you bring back as a manager?
Man, what a hit.
That's actually difficult. for a
Corey, we
couple
know a
reasons.
6-woman tag team match can devolve into
One
chaos rather
is
quickly. Any strategy on how to avoid that
kind
here?
of manager.
You're right, Cole. Things
You
can take a
know,
hard left turn quick in a match.
Well, it could be tag team, could be, yeah, you
like
know.
Stacy Keibler. Yeah, she did a great job as a manager in both
She did.
WCW and WWE.
I'll be honest though, I didn't care for her as a wrestler.
Still in this.
I like watching her.
I had nothing. I had no. Well, yeah. I mean, most people did, right? She had those legs that went all the way up and made an ass of themselves. But so yeah, so there was drawing power, but I'm talking wrestling skill here. I don't think she had much of, but hey, she still got in there and took some bumps and stuff, though. I mean, she was involved in some hefty storylines at one point, so.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, there's Mouth of the South. Great, yeah. It's great.
Jimmy freaking Hart.
You have Mr. Fuji.
Ooh.
You know, he was awesome.
Now, there's
as a
somebody I
manager.
haven't thought of in a while. Mr. Fuji was awesome.
Yeah.
He was also a fairly decent wrestler. You know, he wasn't the best of the Japanese wrestlers, obviously, but he was still very good.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty. He was dirty.
Gets the tag.
You know, I have, you know, that's what I said. It depends on what you're looking for as a manager.
Strife says Paul Bearer for Bray Wyatt. Now that would be cool. That would be cool.
It would, but I think it's
And there's the save.
not, you know, discounting the fact that, of course, he's passed away. But
Well,
I
yeah.
think it's too late for Bray Wyatt to be pulled under a pallbearer.
She's got her here.
If they had done that at the early part of the Fiend,
Yeah. We're a little
that
far
would
in
have been,
for it
yeah.
now, I guess. But
yeah, I think that would have been great.
I always thought Randy Orton should have had a manager. You know, I know he was part of Legacy and he was guided,
Well,
you know, he's guided and groomed by Triple H and Shawn and everybody, but I mean, Batista.
For a short time, he kind of did.
Well, kind
I
of.
mean, his dad was kind of acting as a manager for a little while.
Yeah. He was more of his confidant or, I don't know. I wouldn't say liaison, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so. But yeah,
You know, it's so hard to choose.
Turning the tables there. Hooked up.
I've always liked the Slickster.
Side slam.
Oh, Slickster was good, yes.
You know, I know we talked a little bit about the Slickster last night, but the Slickster was cool. He really was.
Slam with a purpose.
What was the name of the Akeem and Viscera? What were they called? The Twin Towers or something like that? Or fuck, what were they called? I forget.
Hold on.
I feel like it was something Towers or.
Look at this. Leg drops. Not finished yet.
Of course, Akeem was
And it
wearing
Which one was it? What is it?
the Slickster.
Viscera.
Viscera, yeah. Akeem and Viscera was the team.
Kick to the stomach puts an end to that. Sent straight into the barricade.
Big Daddy V.
You can see it in these superstars' faces. They're in serious
Depending on
pain
how
at
you
the
know him,
moment.
of course.
A lot of punishment has
Yeah,
been dished
that was-
out, but no one
he had a
is
few
thinking
names.
about quitting.
He did.
Mabel, King Mabel, Viscera, Vis, and Big Daddy V. Just a couple.
To name a few.
No, she is ready for
Oh.
anything.
I know I was always a big fan of Slickster, and of course those weren't the only two people he ran with or managed in the day, but that they just stand out for me as. But what the hell were they called though?
Able to tag her
That's what I'm
partner.
trying to find here.
Oh, Byron, you hear the sirens.
I don't know why I can't remember.
She's sewn this up like Betsy Ross.
Strife says AMJ killed Humboldt's. Woo woo. Joe Link says that's not very nice, Joe Link. Strife says call them family tradition. Sheafy used to be the outlaw. We already read that. Mouth of the South. Strife would like the Mouth of the South to come back. as well. I somehow missed that from earlier. But yeah, I would like to see him out of the South. We don't really have anybody that in today's wrestling that's even like Jimmy Hart either. Like, there's nobody you could compare to and say, yeah, he's a lot like Jimmy Hart.
Well, that's the thing. Nowadays,
yeah.
They wouldn't know what to do with us.
I don't really think this is the most opportune time to be looking for
or maybe nowadays. Jimmy wouldn't know what to do with them. Whoa! Amber Extreme just about kicked the face right off of She-Fiend. Good grief.
I was having trouble finding it one way, so I'm going a different route.
No telling what you'll find.
So far, no eliminations.
It's been a struggle for these competitors to find an end to this.
Both sides are 3 strong, and it's been a back and forth struggle from what I've seen. The Twin Towers. That's what I thought. I thought they were called Twin Towers. You know, they weren't the greatest tag team in the world, but they served a purpose, and they did it well. They were big, intimidating.
Gets the tag.
A little bit comedic, to be fair. But that's how things ran back then. If you weren't at the top of the food chain, you were either running mid-card strong or being stuck in some sort of half-ass comedic gig.
Actually, though, you were incorrect on who was the second member. That's why I wasn't finding it.
Who was the second member?
It wasn't Viscera.
It was Akeem and who? Oh, it was the one-man gang.
It was Bossman.
Was it Bossman?
Yeah.
Bossman and Akeem.
I'm on Wikipedia right now, but Akeem and the Big Boss Man captained a team who featured the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, the Red Rooster, and Aku.
The Red Rooster.
The Powers at Survivor Series.
Terry Taylor. It's too bad he ended his career with the Red Rooster gimmick, because that guy was actually a great wrestler. He was a great in-ring performer. But anyways.
During the match, Akeem, along with teammate Big Boss Man, handcuffed Hogan to the ring post and were later disqualified.
Yeah, I remember that now.
The two formed a team called the Twin Towers.
For some reason, though, I thought that One Man Gang or Viscera was part of that. I don't know why.
Oh, it was Akeem and Boss Man.
Interesting. But yeah, now I vaguely remember that. I liked the Big Boss Man as a heel. I really did. I thought he was an amazing heel. Yeah.
There's just
off the barricade.
Two things. I think they went a little far. Of course, you got the I really was Al Snow went too far. It was the dog.
The dog?
Yeah, feeding him his dog.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there was a few angles back then that were I don't know.
Didn't Boss Man hang somebody in the ring?
I believe so.
Or was he the one that got hung?
It was something like that.
One way that I don't know.
And the explosion occurring ringside.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a lot of hard to watch. Awkward things back in the day, like the scene at the graveyard with Boss Man and Undertaker and everybody. There was the whole Mark Henry and Mae Young giving birth to a hand and like all this stuff.
Oh,
all that stuff.
That whole angle. That angle there was one of the most fucked up angles in history.
To say the very least. To say the very least, yeah.
Mark Henry coming out with the sexual chocolate. That was just
sexual chocolate. Yeah. Yeah. And it didn't even suit him.
No, but at the same time, it was that part was halfway entertaining, But it didn't suit him,
Well, it was the Mae Young stuff I didn't enjoy.
And both athletes showing that they have each other's number.
Yeah.
It was just...
Gotta give Mae Young credit, though. She didn't hesitate to take bumps even in her late years.
You kind of got to give them all credit for that garbage. I mean, they actually, you know, the fact that they went through with it, and I don't know, it was just... It was not what you would call compelling TV. It was just...
I think my favorite Mae Young moment was still her giving the Bronco Buster to Bischoff.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In the pie eating contest.
Yeah.
That Stone Cold turned around and...
She's trying to create...
I don't know what Tia Stevens was just doing. Just standing there having a conversation with She-Fiend and paid the price. Svetlana made her pay the price. Should have kept her eye on the prize. Good Lord.
Okay. Well, you know what? I know we don't have joke times and all this, but I think we could use a joke. Especially after having to have that mental image of Mae Young giving birth.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, fair enough.
It was a little girl's first day of school, and the teacher asked her what her name was. And she was like, Happy Butt. The teacher said, honey, I don't think that's your name. You need to go to the principal's office and get this straightened out.
There she goes.
So she went to the principal's office, and he asked, what's your name? The little girl said, Happy Butt. The principal called the girl's mother to get this straightened out once and for all. After getting off the phone, he looked at the little girl and said, honey, your name is Gladys, not Happy Butt. The little girl then said, Glad ass, Happy Butt, what's the difference?
Oh my God. Glad ass or Happy Butt, what's the difference? Wow. Alright. That was a good one, actually. But I think what we really need is a good old Johnny joke. Johnny jokes are the way to go to make up for bad, especially when, you know, we've had everything from bad editing and articles to discussions about vile things happening on our wrestling programming. So we need a little comic relief right now.
Let me see if I can find a really good.
Okay. That would be spectacular of you.
Able to elude it. Boom, running STO plants him. Nicely done.
She-Fiend's having way too much fun with his stop sign.
Got devious intentions in her mind here.
I gotta tell you, that's the last oh! Just slammed it right on the back of her skull there. That's the last person I want even coming close to me with a stop sign. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't tell because there's been so much chaos. Are we down a Amber Extreme? I believe has been eliminated, but is Dr. Britt Baker the only one? It was Svetlana. She's been eliminated too. It is down to Dr. Britt Baker versus the entire Wolfpack gals. That is fucking ghastly. Oh my God, that is not good.
Yeah,
The Outlaws are in bad shape right now. Bad shape. Sorry, go ahead.
A Sunday school teacher of young children told her students she wanted each of them to have learned one fact about Jesus by the next Sunday. The following week, she asked each child in turn what they had learned. Susie said, he was born in a manger. Bobby says, he threw the money changers out of the temple. Johnny, he has a red pickup truck, but he doesn't know how to drive it. Curious, teacher. Hey, where did you learn that, Johnny? From my dad. Yesterday we were driving down the highway in this red pickup truck pulled out in front of us. His dad yelled, Jesus Christ, why don't you learn how to drive?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ, who would you learn how to drive? Jesus has a red pickup truck. Nice. Wow.
That would be a big step
So, Glenn, it looks like your prediction is going to probably be it. I mean, unless Dr. Britt Baker can somehow pull off defeating the Viking, the Anomaly, and She-Fiend here, which, by the way, would have to be some sort of record here at TWA to single-handedly take out the whole Wolfpack gals, the entire faction, or almost the entire faction. We do have a new member Going to be initiated soon. Of course, we're not releasing.
There's still 2 others that
there is.
aren't in this match.
That is true.
And it's reverse pain for that mistake.
That is true. We have 3 of the faction members in this matchup. Either way, the chances of Britt Baker, as formidable as she is, beating all 3, I think are pretty much slim to none. But I applaud the effort here. I really do. She is giving it her all. She is pulling out all the stops, no pun intended. Being that there is a stop sign in the ring right now, and Rose Brewer wants that stop sign. Oh, paid the price for it though. What was she thinking? Turned her back on Britt Baker. That was silly even for Rose Brewer.
All tied up. Can she take much more? Hold on. Maneuvers herself.
Oh, I think Rose was just about to tap, but She-Fiend intervened. She-Fiend intervened.
That was a good one, Strife.
Oh!
Was ready for that. Crushing the knee there.
See, Joe Link says they are giving back-to-back.
Now tagging her in.
Oh, they are giving back what happened the time the Outlaws won the last tag to brag 4-0. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, so far that's exactly what it looks like. They're going for a clean sweep here. So they are mad about the Outlaws winning last time. Strife says, my wife said I should go do lunges to stay in shape. That would be a big step forward. Good grief. Strife with the jokes.
And just like that, it's all over.
I mean, to be fair, that was more of a dad joke. It was more of a dad joke. But we'll take it. We accept it.
Staying alive there is
It wasn't terrible.
The heaviest artillery has been used.
Well, I don't think there'll be a clean sweep. I think Tia Stevens got knocked out.
Did she get knocked out? Yeah, I think you're right.
She got nailed and rolled
She's
out of the ring, and She-Fiend just came right in.
Then you're probably right about that. But either way, that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match. From Team TWA, Team Tiliana Pierce, and of course Team Distinct Cone. They are members of the Wolfpack. They are the Wolfpack Gals, the Viking Rose Brewer, the Anomaly Tia Stevens, and She-Fiend are your victors in the Tag to Brag elimination match. Congratulations to the Wolfpack Gals. But yeah, Glenola, I think you're right. I think that would answer why She-Fiend suddenly became the legal vixen in the ring. So yeah, Tia Stevens was knocked out. So it was not a clean sweep. It was 2 members remaining for the Wolfpack Gals, 0 for the Outlaws. Great match, though. Great matchup for both factions, but the Wolfpack Gals come out on top. And here we go. The next match is also a Tag to Brag elimination matchup. This time in the men's division, it is the Weapons of Mass Destruction, consisting of Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn, who saw mixed match challenge action earlier today with his partner in crime, Michelle Vaughn, teaming up with the man called Drek from Team Dead Drek, and of course from Team Techno. What is that noise? I don't know if that's at my end or your end. Do you hear that occasional crackle?
No.
Huh, hold on. Could be. Hold on, I'm just gonna get the match started. Alright, just give it a second. I think it might have been just the way my mic was. So, you know how I've got the sound pad plugged into my controller? Well, my headphones plug directly into the sound pad. And I think that's what it was, because now I don't hear it. But I could just hear a crackling in my ear. Like it was just happening, like a pulsating almost. But It's fine now. It's gone. So anyways, and from Team Tecto, it is Mnemonics. Weapons of Mass Destruction, a fantastic faction. They were one of the very first invading forces from Team Dogface and, of course, the Doghouse. And been successful in both singles competition and tag team competition, in addition to building a formidable faction. Tonight they're facing the NWO, however. No easy challenge for anybody, no matter who you are. We have 6 big, sexy Kevin Nash and, of course, Scott Hall representing the New World Order tonight. Hulk Hogan, of course, has already had his affair for the evening. And I wonder how he's doing, speaking of which, because both Hollywood Hogan and Humboldts were quite literally laid in outside the ring and did not move for the remainder of the match. So I'd be interested to hear the reports from backstage regarding both Humboldts the Arcane and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Hopefully they're both doing fine. Strife, have you any information regarding Humboldts the Arcane? I mean, was he just simply knocked out? Is he being checked out by medical? I mean, what's any information on Humboldt, Strife? And I don't suppose Joe Link, anybody got anything on Hollywood Hogan? Again, they were both laid out outside the ring. It was a brutal match. Fantastic match. Strife said She-Fiend accidentally knocked out Rose. Yeah.
Okay, here's a freebie for you, Archer.
A freebie. No text yet. We are. Strife says no text yet. We are still in the stands. So even Team Strife does not know anything about Humboldts at this point. But anyways, yeah, carry on.
Yeah. All right. Johnny walked into the kitchen one day and looked up at his mom, who was busy cooking dinner. "Mom, how old are you?" he asked. "Now, dear, you should never ask a woman her age." "Why not?" "Because it isn't polite. You'll understand better when you grow up." Johnny thought about it for a moment and piped up, "Mom, how much do you weigh?" "Johnny, that's not a question you ask people." "Why not? It's not polite to ask grown-ups how much they weigh. You'll understand someday." "Mom, why did you and Dad get divorced?" "Darling, that's something that's very painful for Mom, and you don't really talk about it. I'll explain when you're a little older." Next day, Johnny told a friend at school about the conversation with his mother. Other kids explained, "All you have to do is look at your mom's driver's license. It has all the information about any grown-up you want on it." So Johnny sneaked a peek at his mom's purse when she got home. Looked over the license, examined it carefully. That evening, he went into the kitchen. "Now, I know how old you are, Mom. You're 36. I looked down in surprise. "And I know how much you weigh. You weigh 135 pounds.
He knew what was coming.
"Johnny, where did you learn this?" his mom asked.
Compromised position.
Johnny just smiled and said, "And I know why you and Dad got a divorce." His mother just gasped, "That's why?" Johnny replied, "Because you got an F in sex."
Because you got an F in sex. Wow. All right. That's a good one. So anyways, you got an F in sex. Goodbye. Get out. Pack your bags.
A competitor has been eliminated.
Wow, Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn has been eliminated. TKO'd. Or potentially KO'd. He is, he's having himself a little nap there, it looks like. Having himself a little nap. The NWO off to a good start.
Good evening, gents.
Hey, what's going on?
How's it going?
Slingshot sent on to the outside.
Welcome in.
How you doing?
We are doing Fantastic. Yourself?
Oh, wish people would stop with the fireworks.
With the fireworks. Still got fireworks going on.
Six has fought through a lot, but he could be waning at this point. Oh, man.
And where are the fireworks?
Yeah, my anxiety's not appreciating it very much.
Yeah. You got anxiety towards fireworks? Is that just a personal thing, or?
I haven't had an episode in like 12 years, but there was a.
Oh, what a right! Yeah, that's some attitude behind it.
There's a little bit of an episode, and I just.
Now, is it due to being in the military, or?
6 with a reversal.
You keep cutting in and out, so we're not sure.
Yeah.
And here's the tag.
And so it's related to military, like a PTSD episode type of thing? Because I know some people...
Very much so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I was going to say, I do know other people that it does trigger them a little bit. They're not necessarily fans of fireworks because of their experience overseas or what have you.
Now,
So,
if I know something is happening, it doesn't bother me as much.
but the surprise events aren't nice. Yeah, I can understand that. And being somebody that's never had to worry about having bullets fly over my head or bombs exploding
there was
by
one
me.
that blew, like right out of our face, and it drew me up.
Yeah.
Does he have him here?
But, so anyways, what's doing exciting?
Still got more fight here.
My body went to flight or fight mode.
Sorry, say that again?
During the whole fireworks display, my body went to fight or flight.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Tag is registered.
So other than annoying fireworks, anything new and exciting?
Scott Hall, right where he wants it, because we're about to see.
I tried to stream, but I just wasn't feeling it, so I just kind of ended it.
Oh, gotcha. Did you
But
get
nothing
into
really, no.
Did you get into the stream at all? Did you have any matches that took place?
Myself included.
But Hall is not one to let that throw him off his game. He's only throttling up now.
I had two, Ultimo Dragon and Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight title, and
nice.
Alpha Academy versus the Outsiders.
That actually sounds like great matches. Particularly the first one. I'll have to watch that. I'll have to watch that. Ultimo Dragon and Rey Mysterio.
I won't give you any spoilers.
No, yeah, don't give us any spoilers because I actually do want to watch that. I mean, that sounds like a fire match, to be honest. You know who else was great back in the day? Not besides Ultimo Dragon and Rey Mysterio, but do you remember Juventud Guerrero?
Yeah.
Before they took his mask off and turned him into Air Hoovy and all the bullshit they did after that, but
I do. He's actually part of my WCW show.
oh hell yeah, oh hell yeah. That's somebody I would like to look into signing, actually. I would like to sign him. Speaking of signing, we did have a new signing for the TWA Legends division. And wait until you see who Alan Severn's new opponent is tonight. It's going to be very interesting. It's a very tall order, to say the very least. A very tall order. But, yeah, Alan Severn, of course, lost his championship after a legendary run with the Legends Championship, no pun intended, obviously. But the Icon Sting managed to take that title from Severn. But Severn got his rematch inside of a last man in hell match and defeated Sting for the championship. But tonight, YTD World War III Episode 24, that Legends Championship is back on the line. And he has himself a brand new opponent. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Co-main event tonight. Co-main event. Should be very intriguing.
Nice.
No surprise that what
Six Pocket has been eliminated.
6 is Gonski. So we're down to 2 per side. We got Drek and Mnemonics and Scott Hall and Nash.
Tag is made, and here we go.
I'm just surprised that Mitchell Vaughn got eliminated so quickly. Oh! Mnemonics is out of there.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Good night. And there's the save.
Drek was looking to tap out Scott Hall, but Nash got there in time. So it is down to Drek versus the Outsiders.
That is not a place you want to be. I don't care who you are.
No. Drek needs to work quickly here while Nash is on the outside of the ring. That's what he needs to do. Because the numbers game will definitely catch up quick with those two villains. Oh, he hits fucking Hall right in the face with the stop sign. Did you see that? Good Lord. Here he goes again. Oh, he just tossed it down at him.
Hall's locked in the crosshairs now.
Eat stop sign, bitch. The Sky High. Can he takes? Oh, he took him out. It is down to Drek and Nash.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Oh, Drek's going for a ride. Choke slam. Didn't knock him out, though. Drek is still in it to win it unless he gets pinned here. He does not. 2 count only.
Another cruiserweight that I really love to watch in WCW was Sugar Shane Helms.
Sugar Shane Helms, yeah. A.K.A. the Hurricane.
I enjoyed watching the Hurricane and all that. But
I was a big fan of the Hurricane.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, but Sugar Shane Helms just,
Well, he was a tremendous wrestler.
He was.
Like, are you talking before Medusa decided to embarrass him?
Oh, good God. How some things are forgotten.